Hey, what a piano at, shout it? Y'all ain't never seen a dope boy play the piano and rap at the same time. Hey, show you something. Left and right like this, nigga. Dig. I'm 22 and a vet in the game. Say I'm a super cool, still a threat at the same time. Rhyme about the times I invested in cane, flesh and pain, every aspect of the game. I'm the answer to your prayers if you're praying for change. So how dare you compare us and say we're the same? When I'm climbing the ladder, they stuck in the same mind frame. They accomplishments are nothing to gain. But visually see I'm out of your range, except this rose gold glow from my wrist to my chain. I entertain young niggas who slang like a picture, no frame. See it simple and plain. My shit bang, spit flame, put niggas to shame. Flow so insane, lyrics sick in the brain. Now you can't mention my city unless you mention my name. T-I-P-I-M-P, I'm the main. Hey, you don't want no trouble with me, just be easy. The drama ain't nothing to me. Before you're having problems, just breathe. Hey, you ain't worth dying, believe me. You don't want your mama to grieve. Well, mind your business, don't bother the G. Swear you're stunned, but you're friend to me. Behind the scenes or behind your breeze. You can't be kissing ass when I came to leave. Set the standard for Atlanta, rearrange the lead. Okay, so what the fuck is fame to me? I've been partner since kindergarten, use a lame to me. I give the niggas what they came to see, a reflection of oneself where they aim to be. As you can see, it ain't no change in me, and you won't meet another nigga off the chain as me. I'm so fly, no lie, don't deny it, you feel so inspired by my style, decide to try it yourself. But you won't meet nobody rate this high as myself. The checks you waiting on homes, I can sign them myself. Told gas, drove, smoke that, now I'm high. Seats way back in the Maybach, I ride through the streets of the west side. I slap five and throw dubs, show love, nigga hate me. Hey, be easy. Hey, you don't want no trouble with me, just be easy. The drama ain't nothing to me. Hey, be easy. Before you're having problems, just breathe. Hey, you ain't worth dying, believe me. You don't want your mama to grieve. Well, mind your business, don't bother the G. Swear you're stunned, but you're friend to me. Behind the scenes or behind your breeze. Be easy.
What it is, pimp? T.I.P. trap music. Understand that? Grand hustle, pimp. Hey, what's happening, too? Let's ride out, homie. Hey, what it is, man? DSC, pimp squad, click, shout it. Hey, be easy. Stay down. Keep it pimpin'. Hey, be easy.
Salute, and welcome back to the Black Ocean. Now, so I'm getting deep in with your host, the one and only Great Black Shark. Oh, yes. You see the thumbnail and the title with the villainous character from the movie Sinners, Remick, on there. Oh, you know, the alabaster people stand that particular character. Oh, boy, they still crying about that movie, believe it or not, even long out. But we have to talk about anti-black secrets of white rooms without black ears. Oh, yes, we're going to give a thorough education tonight on this particular subject matter of family, because let me tell you something. What you're about to hear tonight, it is very common, and a lot of black people are going to have a hard time accepting that this is the majority of how the white supremacists speak in America. Yes, most of America is filled with white supremacists. As foundational Black American freedmen people, we see that this country reflects exactly that and nothing less. Because if that were not the case, then you would not see them acting the way they act towards us today, doing all the things they're doing. But that's okay, because the sun dodgers are reaping what they have sown. Nature is dealing with them as we speak. Okay. Oh, they got a lot going on, because see, let me bring out speed on something before we get into tonight's main subject matter. Okay. Now, if you check my YouTube short section, all right, I put up 2 YouTube shorts. Now, let me tell you something about this channel for those of you who are new subscribers, and shout out to all the new subscribers that are on code, by the way, whether you're FBA or non-FBA. But I never just post anything on this channel just to be posting it for the sake of, okay? Everything that I post on this channel is done for a reason. So, one of the shorts that I posted up, we're going to review it here tonight. But before we get to that, let me go ahead and pull up this comment from the one that's entitled, "Would They Want Reparations?" Okay? Oh, boy, the mayonnaise people. See, white folks that always wondering what the blacks are doing, you're going to learn what the blacks are doing over tonight. You fell for it exactly the way I wanted you to. Because, see, what I'm about to show my people here tonight is going to give them a very, very, very in-depth look at how you think in real time, okay? So now, family, like I said, this comment that you see on the screen here is from the short entitled, "Would They Want Reparations?" Now, if you know anything about where the clip is from, on Amazon Prime, there's a series called Cracker, okay? And it's basically flipping around the situation of American chattel slavery to see what would have been the outcome had it been, the other way around. All right. So now, if you watch that short and you see it, oh boy, the white supremacists were butthurt. Oh boy, they still crying about it. And this is one of the comments they left. Okay. So now, if you see the short, it's the last one that I put up. So if you watch it, this will make sense. But I want to teach you something about this, right? So let's read this comment. Scott Hughes, 7418, says, "The people of this country will never..." Hold on, I ain't reading that right. Hold on. Let me put some twang on this. Wait a minute. "The people of this country will never be united if you keep bringing this shit up. Are you saying that black people want to make... Are you saying that Are you saying that black people want to make white people slaves? While you're saying this, the powers that be want to make us all slaves." And you see the other comment right up under it saying there will still be slavery. So now, the family, listen. The title of the short is, "Would They Want Reparations?" Nowhere in the description of the short, nowhere in the title did it say a damn thing about black people wanting to make white people slaves. Now, if you look at the clip, and again, I just explained where it's from, this goes to show you that guilty conscience of theirs. And I'm going to show you how that plays into the short that we're about to examine next. So I'm going to take this short down briefly here, and then I'm going to get into, exactly what I want to explain about it, all right? Because I'm going to show y'all how you set them up and expose them for who they are. This is why I often tell y'all I don't want them censored when they come out with the anti-black racism, because they're the biggest hypocrites on the planet, okay? So before we get to that, let me go ahead and pull up chat and greet those of you that have joined us over here tonight. All right, hold on. Let me see who I see in the building. All right, I see Sidonian Snow in here. I see Key Prince in the building. Heath St. Cloud, Carla Wilson, Tanisha Murdoch, Noah Randall. Looks like there's everybody I see so far. So salute and welcome to all of you tonight. Like I said, if I see just y'all file in here, I will greet you accordingly. All right. So now I'm going to show you something about your brother. We're going to play the short right before the one entitled, Would They Want Reparations? Because we all know the answer to that. And by the way, before I get to that, shout out to my brother EJ Eric Johnson. I pinned his tweet under that particular short entitled Would They Want Reparations? Because let me point something out. We're going to get on the white supremacists, but let me talk to my people, Foundational Black American Freedmen. Anytime you see anything on this channel posted, the question isn't rhetorical. So I noticed a weakness. Brother Eric and maybe a couple other people were the only people that answered the damn question. Everybody else was talking about everything except that. It was a specific question. So just for future reference, if there's any question that I post on the channel, it's not rhetorical. I'm looking for an answer to it, okay? That's a bad problem in Black society. Sometimes things can be right in front of you giving instructions, and you'll do everything except that for the people that applies to, which is most of the people that commented under that, except my brother EJ. So shout out to my good brother Eric Johnson for paying attention and actually answering the doggone question. Okay, y'all tighten up on that, man. That it could be a trivial thing like this 1 minute, but I noticed that, you know, that's a microcosm how a lot of people care about certain things. And then look, let me tell you the other thing too before we get to this. A lot of people was commenting about, well, is there busy bee in there? I'm like, God damn it, that's not what the question was. Great, you saw busy bee. All right, answer the fucking question, okay? Y'all know that kind of crap irks me, man. All right? But anyway, I'm going to play this short here, and I'm going to show you how it's hypocritical because y'all can see him. Because see, look, I'm going to play the short first, and then I'm going to explain exactly how I set them up to expose themselves. Because again, anything that I post on this channel is done for strategic purposes. So I'm going to play this real quick, and I want y'all to listen to what's being said. Then we're going to get back to reading them their rights and showing them just how demonic and wicked they are.
Here's how you know somebody has evil tendencies. And this is a simple law that has held throughout history time and time again. It states the most dangerous people never have regrets, only explanations. And what that means is, well, do you ever notice how some people never admit when they're wrong? How they always have a reason, an excuse, a way to twist the situation so they're never at fault? How they act like the victim, even when they're the ones who caused the damage. Now compare that to someone who actually owns their mistakes, someone who doesn't twist the truth to look good, someone who doesn't make excuses, but instead makes things right. One of them is always justifying, the other takes responsibility. And so if you want to know if somebody has evil tendencies, don't focus on how they hurt you. Look at whether or not they justify it.
Now, you heard what the gentleman had to say in that particular short. Now, the short that I posted is the second one. It's entitled The Evil of Unaccountability. Now, here's a homework assignment I want to give you all, okay? The short is entitled The Evil of Unaccountability. All right, it's the one right next to the one called Would They Want Reparations? Now, let me tell you what I did with it, all right? Because, boy, they're going to be pissed when I tell y'all. See, I posted that, and I waited a minute because I knew that the minute that they saw that, oh, the mayonnaise people, if you look in the comments, man, oh, they relating it to everything but their demonic white supremacist asses when it comes to paying reparations to foundational Black American freedmen. Oh, if you look under that one, and again, the short is entitled The Evil of Unaccountability. They talking about, oh, my ex-wife, oh, my mother. This is how you know most of them are white, because they talking about their mothers and shit in ways we don't. You know what I'm saying? It's Black folks. Oh, it's the liberals. Oh, it's the conservatives. Oh, but it's women. The incels even found it, right? They're applying this to everything except for what they refuse to make right. And see, white supremacists, this is exactly why your numbers are steady going down the drain at an ever-increasing rate. Because, see, think about it now. In context, I posted the other short, what they want reparations with that particular scene. And then, boy, they showed their true colors. Now, I'm going to tell you something. That's the one I'm not allowing them to comment on. Okay, so white supremacists, just so you know, it's like you tried it with the Bill Cosby short. Anytime you try to comment up under the one entitled, what they want reparations, I'm just going to delete you and block you. That's how we do it over here. So I'm just letting you know, too, before we get to tonight's main subject matter, one of my guilty pleasures in life is when you white supremacists, and always the tellers tried to jump in there with them, too. Because they came up there talking about, okay, well, there was slavery everywhere in the world. We're not talking about slavery everywhere in the world. We're talking about slavery in the United States of America that enslaved foundational Black American freedmen and the reparations this government owes. You don't give two shits about what happened across the pond, nowhere else, and got nothing to do with it. So you can just stop coming over here with everybody was a slave at one point. And the whole Irish were slaves bullshit. You motherfuckers must not know where you are. You better check the pedigree of this channel. This is a classroom. We all know history over here. Y'all better let these motherfuckers know where they at. You understand? So, you know, I'm not going to let them comment on the one what they want reparations because, see, man, instead of them taking accountability for the things they've done to us, they always got some kind of excuse, boy. That devil come right out your mayonnaise asses as soon as somebody starts putting the truth in front of your ass. You see what I'm saying? So, family, I'm showing you this is how you deal with them. You make them tell on themselves. That's what I do. Okay? So, again, when they start posting comments like this, let me put this back up here before we get to tonight's main subject matter. This whole thing where they're talking about, they're okay with unity as long as Black folks are at the socioeconomic bottom. See, to them, a white supremacist, unity is, oh, we sing and dance with you. Oh, we party with you and all of this. But we stay at the top of the socioeconomic ladder and keep this racial wealth gap divided off the backs of your ancestors. That's what they think unity is. And the tether class, you know, they just happy to be over here with some actual running water and electricity that don't be going on and off with load shedding. And, oh, boy, the holy grail for the tether class, or the class, get you a white man or a white woman and attach your lips to their ass and never take them off until you expire. That's heaven for them. Well, to the class, you're joining in with the white folks trying to back them up on stuff. You better understand where you at over here on this platform. So if that's you and you subscribed over here, you might have took a wrong turn somewhere. We don't get down like that over here. This is a foundational Black American freedmen platform. We welcome our non-FBA brothers and sisters that's on code. But if you kissing white ass, nah, man, ain't no place over here for you. So I'm just letting you white supremacists know that may not be familiar with me. Hi, Great Black Shark. Yeah, I'm going to give your ass the blues over here. Just wait till I get on that next episode of that Children of Chalk series. Ooh, they going to hate it. And I'm working on that new intro. Oh, boy, I'm going to hurt their ass with that. So anyway, now that we got that business out of the way, family, we're going to get underway with this here. So now you're looking at what you see on the screen. It says the Dirty South, okay? Now, a lot of people probably first became acquainted with that term through songs and music, and they probably think that when we say that, it's just a saying that we say for as entertainment. Oh, no, it is very real. Now, let me go ahead and jump straight to brass tacks. Yes, I know and am very familiar about the comment, okay, that the brother Malcolm made regarding, hey, everything South Canada is the South. However, there are differences with this region of the country with white supremacy versus the others, okay? Because they're a lot more close-knit down here. A lot of them are related to each other in different positions. So I'm just letting you know what I'm saying, exactly what's going on with that, okay? And now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you something, family. I'm going to show you something. What I want to show you here in just a second, this happened in 2023, by the way. Man, these race soldiers, when they thought it wasn't no Black folks around, oh, boy. Let me tell you something. They thought it wasn't no Black folks around. They let it fly. And this is what I like. I prefer this because, see, that makes a lot of Black folks uncomfortable. They like that racism where, you know, like the Democrats basically, hey, I'm going to pretend to be your friend, but I got this knife behind your back and I'm going to stab you as soon as I get the chance. That's what they like. I prefer my racism out in the open. You don't like me, I don't like you either. Cool. Now we know exactly how to deal with one another. That's what I like. But see, you have some black folks in the tether class that scared the shit out of them. And I'm not one of them people that, if you're over here subscribe to this platform, chances are you're not as well. So what you're about to hear, I want you to take it to heart and know this is how they all talk in any particular profession. When black folks are not around, so you got to understand that's an entire different world. Even right down to the entertainment, the books, phrases they use, it doesn't mean the same thing to them that these things mean to us. I'm talking about the common vernacular and everyday norms of American society. You better understand there's two different layers to that, okay? If you're familiar with the elder ancestor now, Neely Fuller Jr.'s work and Dr. Francis Cress Wilson's work, Dr. John Henry Clark, many others, you understand exactly what I mean by that, okay? So now, family, I'm going to show you something tonight. I want you to pay close attention to this story here. I will be stopping this to break this down where need be here because we're going to get deep on this one tonight. So if you hadn't hit that like button, and before we get underway, give me a black fist or a thumbs up if you can hear me loud and clear in the chat room. I forgot to check that out while I was getting the white supremacists and tell us the blues. Give your brother a black fist or a thumbs up if you can hear me loud and clearly, because I want to make sure everybody can hear what we're about to discuss here tonight, because this is very important. This is going to get a lot deeper than most people get on this subject. You know, that's what I do on this channel. Like I said, you know, a lot of people sugarcoat things. That's not what you're going to get over here. I don't believe in doing that. I don't think that serves anybody any purpose, especially the young foundational Black American freedmen brothers and sisters and the young non-LBA brothers and sisters that are on code. You come here, you're going to get a thorough education. Okay. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody say you can hear me loud and clear. Okay. So good deal. I'm going to go ahead and play this. And like I said, I'll be stopping it where need be to address certain things that's being said. So this happened in 2023 yet again here. So I want y'all to pay close attention to this. Get started.
Tonight, boys, we're going to kill us a Negro.
And will you be at Saturday's rally?
More than likely I will.
And let me go ahead and pause this early on because, see, I'm playing this before we get further down the line with the particular incident. Now, I'm going to test my audience real quick, okay? Test my audience real quick. How many of you know what 1483 means? This tattoo on this Klansman's neck. Yes, this is a Klansman. And yes, contrary to popular belief, there are still Klansmen in America, okay? They ain't running around with hoods and sheets. Back to business, a lot of them are in different professions that you know. But their uniforms look completely different when they do decide to dress out. They are all over the southern states, some in the northern states. So, you know, you got a lot of goofy people that are unlearned. They think, oh, there's no such thing as the Klan anymore. I'm like, yeah, I can tell you ain't from down here, whoever said that. But how many of you know what 1483 stands for? I'm going to test my audience's knowledge. You need to understand what these symbols mean, because I've gone over this before. Some of you have seen this clip before, but it's going to be very apropos what I'm playing here tonight. So I want to know how many people in the audience know what this tattoo on his neck, 1483 means. I want to see, does anybody know? Sound off. Audience participation time. Give you a couple of seconds to answer. I want to see. Okay, now my brother Noah Randall says 14 words of Hitler. Nah, you close. You close. You close. Tanisha Murdoch says she doesn't know. Okay, anybody else? Is there anybody else want to take a stab at this? Because I'm going to tell you, but I want to give y'all a chance to answer. I'll wait a little bit longer. See, I'm going to tell you why this matters, right? While I'm waiting on y'all to answer or even make an educated guess. You need to know when you see some of these symbols that they have when they're out in public, it could be a matter of life or death. It could let you know where you somewhere where you don't need to be if you're a black person. You're the only black person around there. You understand? And yes, that means even in 2025. You've seen what happened with the situation with Sister Tamala Horsford. Okay, here in Georgia, hey, went over to an all-white sleepover and she's the only one come back dead. I mean, it's too many situations to name like that, okay? So I see Key Prince, he said, I forgot, but I know what 88 is and finish what she was saying. All right. SEP says a 14-word slogan. Y'all getting close, but no cigar. So I'll tell you what you do, all right? After this particular broadcast, I want you to scroll down the archives on this channel. I want you to look for one of my earliest broadcasts on this channel detailing the symbology of white supremacist gangs, etc. All right. It's going to go through a lot of that. That'll bring you up to speed. That's need to know information. So if you're new over here, go to archives of the channel. But what this means is how How Christ, okay? How Christ, all right? The other one, 1488, is How Hitler, all right? This one is How Christ. And see, here's the crazy, ironic thing. You know, the Klan professes to be a Christian organization. Yes, that's right. They think they're a Christian organization. Now, we all know they're not serving the same God that normal people serve because they went to churches and set up and lynched our people. See that comment before that I showed you with that clown? Because I know there had to be a white person talking about, if they keep talking about this, we're never going to be united. Hell, we're not united now. When the fuck were we ever united in this country? But see, unity in their minds mean us being ignorant of the threat before us with white supremacy. And that's not going to happen over here on this platform or any other new black media spaces, okay? But this means How Christ, all right? So if you ever see this, there's no other context to put it in. That's exactly what the fuck that means. Your ass is standing next to a white supremacist, okay? But I want y'all to pay attention to what they say in the rest of this clip here because it's going to go right into what we're going to get into next.
We'll see how things go. Calling for rain, but we'll see what happens. Called for rain today, but we still out there. The Ku Klux Klan is like the postal service. We rain, shine, sleet, or snow. We're gonna be out there. Ain't no rain gonna stop me. So I'm gonna be out there.
And that's how you do it. Prepare a crowd.
We gonna kill us a Negro.
All right.
This is the KKK.
All right, so you heard that, right? So see, let me tell you something, right? A lot of people, like I said earlier, they think that, oh, there's no such thing as a Klan. And look, let's be clear. That's not the only white supremacist group here because they have infighting amongst one another. All right, they got several different types of white supremacist groups all throughout this country, especially here in the South. But I'm showing you that because a lot of people, they think that a white supremacist is somebody running around calling you nigga, nigga, nigga to your face, a raging white supremacist wearing uniforms like that and getting together out in the woods somewhere, okay? Now, those people do still exist. However, this is the part right here that catches a lot of black people in 2025 off guard, and especially the Tilted classes think they know every damn thing, all right? What I'm about to show you next here, this is how they operate when it comes to talking about us when we're not in the same room, okay? This is very dangerous, all right? Again, the story you're about to see comes from 2023. I want y'all to check this out.
On a family-run newspaper at the center of a firestorm. Protesters lining up in McCurtain County, Oklahoma, demanding the resignation of the sheriff and 2 other officials after audio excerpts of racist and violent remarks they allegedly made went public. Now, the McCurtain Gazette News releasing what it said recording. NBC News has not independently verified its authenticity. At one point, the people on the tape appear to discuss ramming a tank into the paper's office.
What you didn't do, I'm going to go with a more wore out tank. Let's see. Steering over the town and we stop things with GI.
We'll have to beat my son to it because he's already got a bright idea. He's going to put riprap in the front door.
District Commissioner Mark Jennings, also allegedly heard on that tape, resigned after the first audio clips were released. But the others, Sheriff Kevin Clarity, Sheriff's Office investigator Alicia Manning, and jail administrator Larry Hendricks, not stepping down. The newspaper's editor, Bruce Willingham, says he secretly recorded them during a conversation on March 6th by leaving a recording device in commissioners' chambers after a public meeting. Willingham runs the paper.
Now, I want to pause this real quick to point something out about what you're about to hear next with this particular story, all right? Because there's far worse on this audio. Yeah, we're going to let y'all hear it because you need to understand that, like the thumbnail says, when there's no black ears in these white rooms, this is how most of these people talk, and that includes the white adjacent classified as white class, the Asians, the East Indians, the Arabs, the Hispanics, and the goofy-ass tether class, okay? Yes, this is how these people talk when there's no foundation of black Americans around. Now, you heard the story. The newspaper guy here, he's going to put this audio out because he left this audio recorder in there because he suspected they were talking about official business without people being present. I want you to understand he didn't do this because of the benevolence of his kindness of his own heart or because he's no friend of black people. Oh, no. What these people will do when they have little falling outs with each other, and, you know, they catch each other using some type of racist terminology, they'll put that out there for black people. Like, see, I'm gonna expose you to the niggers, okay? So I want my audience to be clear that, because, you know, some black folks, they'll get tickled in the ass. Oh my God, he's one of the good ones. Like, no. You better understand when they're using things as political footballs or using things to get back at one another when they have these little vendettas, okay? Is my audience clear on that? I want to make sure. Put some hundreds in the chat if you clear on what I just said. Because, see, there might be some young people over here that don't understand that that's something they do all the time with each other, okay? Because a lot of people see a white person do something that appears to be above board or on the level, or they may do them a favor and they be indebted to that person for life, not knowing that they exactly like the rest of them, okay? Put some hundreds in the chat if you understand exactly what I'm saying, family. I want to make sure everybody gets this over here tonight, all right? Yeah, all right? See, what I'm about to show you next here, or what you're about to hear next, rather, it's going to go off the deep end. And see, notice this. This was a dispute between all white people, but yet they talking about black folks. See, you got to understand, these people have us on their mind 24/7. Like right now, I put that short up. Now, you know when you post content, anybody can look at what you're looking at. But everybody by now knows that this is a channel that's talking mostly to black folks. They got to have their nose in our business. They're listening right now. Don't think because they're not typing, they're not listening. Oh, they are over here. And that short, those two shorts that I told y'all about at the beginning of the broadcast, that prove they over here. Oh, they're always listening. See, they can be places where there's no black people around them at all, but they keep us on the brand. So the question that you will have to ask these demonically insane motherfuckers, why in the fuck are you worried about black people when that's a dispute between you and white folks? How the fuck we come up? But see, I'm glad that he caught that on this tape, and I'm glad he decided to go ahead and put it out there. Because see, again, I'm reiterating this. Just because he did this doesn't mean that he's somebody to trust. The question that I always ask when they do something like that, well, how many times were you kicking it with them when y'all was in good graces and y'all was talking about hanging Negroes together, huh? See, that's where my mind goes. Those of us that were raised here in the South were educated to never trust these motherfuckers, okay? Oh, boy, y'all, just wait till you hear where they're about to go next with this. So I just want to make that clear to my audience. Let's let it continue.
With his son.
They initially started out talking about various people that might beat us or wanted to beat us.
The newspaper had run a series of stories critical of county officials.
I can contain myself.
Oh, you're talking about you can't control yourself.
Yeah, I'm not worried about what he's going to do to me. I'm worried about what I might do to him. They bring
those sayings, you know,
goes around it.
It will. I told you it will.
Yeah.
I know where two big deep holes are if ever needed.
I got an excavator.
Well, these are like pre-dug.
None of the 4 officials allegedly involved have responded to NBC News' requests for comment, but the sheriff's office did post on Facebook calling the recording illegally obtained and saying the clips released had been altered, something attorneys for the paper deny. When the first excerpts were released, the community igniting in anger over the offensive and racist comments.
If it was back in the day, when I take a damn blackjack, whoop their ass and throw them in the cell, I'd run for sheriff.
Yeah. Well, it's not like that no more.
I know. Take them down on Mud Creek and hang them up with the damn rope.
Yeah.
But you can't do
the
that.
Thing about it is,
they got more rights than we got.
Oklahoma Governor
Now, you heard that, right, family? Do I need to run that back one more time for y'all? Did everybody in my chat room hear what he just said? Do I need to run that back one more time for my audience? Did y'all hear what he just said? Because think about this, right? The last part of what he said, they got more rights than we got. How in the fuck do we have more rights than them in this country? But see, they're demonically insane. They're actually delusional, like the whole DEI thing. When we all over here in New Black Media Spaces, myself, many others, we all broke that down. First of all, black people didn't ask for no fucking DEI programs. Corporations did that on their own. Nobody as a collective in black, hey, we need DEI. And then when you look at the numbers of DEI, they try to make black people the face of it, but the numbers show that white women, just like with affirmative action, they get the majority of that, and gay white men, okay? Black people are in the single digits of them damn programs. Yet they have to make black people the face of it to demonize something, okay? You understand? So again, you talking about we got more rights than them. Shit, I can't tell. we had more rights than them, a lot of things would be different in black society. Okay? So I'm just letting y'all know, man, you know what I'm saying, that this is how they talk when we're not here. So again, does anybody need me to run that back? Anybody need me to run it back? Because I want to make sure everybody heard what was said, okay? All right, so most of y'all heard it, right? Let me know. Because we gonna get deeper into this tonight. Oh, yes. All right, because see, this was 2023, but hey, listen. We know it goes far back than 2023 is right here today. It was way back when, before, you know, many of our parents and grandparents were going, this is how these people are. They're never going to change. See, let me tell you something about white supremacists before I let this continue. They don't change or repent of their wickedness. They have to be kicked in the ass divinely by the Most High that they think they're serving. Can you imagine? You got a terrorist organization running around lynching and killing people, but you think you're a Christian organization. This is how far gone these people are. But this is who some of the tethers want to throw their lot in with this, which is why I often say that tethers are an extension, a tool of white supremacy. Okay? A lot of people like to lie to kick it and don't like to say that. I don't do that on this channel. Okay? They can do what they want on their own. All right? So everybody said that they heard it. All right. Okay. Because obviously if not, we'll run it back. So I'm gonna let this continue to play here, and I want y'all to hear what was the aftermath of this after this audio came out, because we're not done yet.
Kevin Stitt now calling for the sheriff and council members to be removed. The mayor of Idabel, the county seat, echoing those calls.
You hear a story where they're talking about killing the newspaper man and how hanging folks and putting them in the creek and folks of color. And this is not the 1920, this is the 2020.
Now, let me stop this right here and tell you the issue and problem that I have with this brother right here. Okay. And not only him, I have a problem with any black person that does this. Now, let me ask my audience, because everybody said they heard that, right? When that white supremacist sheriff, okay, Kevin Clarity, all right, was saying what he was saying in that room with them other white folks, did he say, I'm going to do this to a person of color or any other group? He said black, right? I want to make sure we heard the same thing, right? Did he or did he not say black? Was he talking about people of color or any of these other terms? He said black, right? Because I'm going somewhere with this. I want to make sure that we heard the same thing when Sheriff Kevin Clarity was talking about that on that tape. Right? Did everybody hear it? Back to business. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. Hold on. But we could get to that part. We're going to take that back a bit, because I want to make sure that everybody is on the same page. Because, see, I'm going to let this play one more time, and we're going to get back to that point where the black brother was talking here. Then I'm going to finish off my point there.
News requests for comment, but the sheriff's office did post on Facebook calling the recording illegally obtained and saying the clips released had been altered, something attorneys for the paper deny. When the first excerpts were released, the community igniting in anger over the offensive and racist comments.
It was back in the day when I take a damn blackjack, whoop their ass and throw them in the cell, I'd run for sheriff.
Yeah. Well, it's not like that no more.
I know. Take them down on Mud Creek and hang them up with the damn rope.
Yeah.
But you can't do
And the
that.
thing about it is,
they got more rights than we got.
Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt now calling for the sheriff and council members to be removed. The mayor of Idabel, the county seat, echoing those calls.
You hear a story where they're talking about killing the newspaper man and how hanging folks and putting them in the creek and folks of color. And this is not the 1920, this is the 2020.
Now, that mayor at the time, Craig Young, let me talk to brothers, okay? Foundational Black American freedmen men of my lineage, all right? Anytime that a white supremacist directs threats of violence towards us, and you get your goofy ass up before a public audience and start talking about people of color, you do the entire community a disservice, and you should be ashamed of your fucking self, nor do you understand your duty as a foundational Black American freedman man. See, we don't turn our head and look to the side and call white supremacy by other names, and I'm just letting you know now, if you're a new subscriber over here, we don't play that bullshit. This ain't the sugarcoating zone over here. If you one of them people that like to soften shit up so you don't offend white folks or whoever, you can get the fuck off this channel. We don't play that over here, all right? We call a spade a motherfucking spade, because our adversaries on the other side, like you heard on that recording, They weren't mincing no words. They talking about lynching black folks and got holes dug up and, oh, it's going to get worse than that, okay? Because y'all just heard the tip of the iceberg. My bottom line is we got to start making sure that people that talk like that before us, we got to check them sternly. Be like, hey, listen, don't be talking about no damn people of color. He didn't say people of color in that motherfucking room. He said black folks, okay? See, when people threaten you, you can't afford to play them little goofy ass games and trying to say things not to offend people. And if that's what you about, then don't call yourself speaking for black folks, okay? We are in a time now where we can't afford to play them types of games. And with delineation, that's going to come a part of it. So brothers that are foundational black American freedom, we got to tighten up on that. We got to tighten up on that. I don't care who it is. Now, believe it or not, what I just said, family, don't you know there'll be some people that'll take issue with what I just said here? Huh? Don't you know that there will be some people that will take issue with what I just said? Nah, man. Let me say something further before I let this continue. It's very important that brothers take that particular stance because whether they admit it or not, the women and the children get their courage from the men of any society, okay? We can't be coming out here, man, afraid to call things what they are. That's anti-black racism, and those are white supremacists on that damn recording, okay? So I'm going to let this continue further here because they're going to be talking about what the outcome was, and I'm going to show y'all something else regarding this same story, okay? That's really going to show you that don't discount white women in this. Because, see, a lot of times they're more vicious than their men. Right now in white America, they got a power struggle going because they think that they can do white supremacy better than their men. So that's what they got going on right now. This is why the orange man is doing all this stuff, trying to put them back in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant, okay? That's what they got going on. Because, see, listen, let me tell y'all something. This is why I'm proud of my people that stand out all these damn protests that don't have nothing to do with us. Illegal immigration, none of that. Nope. Our main focus is what's good for our lineage. We need to get this check cut for these reparations, anti-black hate crime bill. We got foundational black American freedom and business to take care of. Ain't got time to be running around behind all these other anti-black groups, putting ourselves out there so that we can be, you know what I'm saying, the punching bag and the scapegoat for all the things going on. This is why the orange man is doing what he's doing in D.C. And by the way, if you're a member of my Patreon over there in the community group chat, I posted some information that's been over on my Patreon for years. A lot of y'all already see the dots starting to connect on that. I'll leave it right there. If you're over there, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to let this continue to play, though, family, because like I said, coming up next, we're going to review something else about this particular story here and hear more of that broadcast. Let it continue.
All right, Stephen Romo joins us on set. Stephen, you hear a lot of disgusting things on those recordings, but you were telling me there's even grosser things we're talking about?
Yeah, this is 3 hours and 37 minutes, and some of it is quite rambling. There was a woman who died in an arson fire. They referred to that as a barbecue.
As a barbecue?
A barbecue, yeah. It's disturbing to hear that.
Pay attention to the code words they're using. Remember what I said earlier in this broadcast? A lot of the stuff that we say, common vernacular, they have completely different meanings for these things, okay? And now get this, they was talking about their own people regarding that on that tape. Okay, they had two white folks had dispute with one another. They talk, well, you're gonna see, because they was talking about more what they was gonna do to the newspaper guy that secretly recorded them there and decided to put this out. Because see, again, I do not think this man did this out the kindness of his heart. No. When they have adversaries, they use everything at their disposal to get back at their adversaries, even if that means throwing them to the wolves out here and expose them as anti-black racists, okay? But I want y'all to hear what they're about to say next here.
And then also they talk about trying to fight the district attorney in this area. So it goes sort of all over the place. It's definitely what it sounds like. Confronting him in his office and fighting him is what the discussion is on that tape. Just a small part of what is in this release by the newspaper.
All right. So you heard that particular part of the story, but there's more to it coming up. But I want you to take a good look at what's on your screen here, okay? Now, this image that you see on the screen, generic white guys, all right? Family, let me tell you something. When there's a room full of them like this, and none of us are there, and if you look way down there at the end of this, you see like there's an Asian guy there, not here, but you know, they classified as white. If you remember the politician Andrew Yang, when he was attempting to run, all right, for a political office, he referred to himself as a white man, okay? So They might, talk that way with some of the, the adjacent white classified people in the room, but definitely when it's most of them like this, it ain't no black folks to be found. Oh, you better believe that recording that you heard was on the mild end of things, okay? These people right here, man, I'm telling you, man, they have it in for us. And if you are a person that is a black parent and you're not teaching your child about anti-black racism and white supremacy under the guise that, we're all one race, the human race, when everybody doesn't think that way, all right, you're setting yourself up. You're setting your child up to be out here naked without the proper knowledge to protect themselves and recognize threats around them, okay? I've covered too many stories over the years that have proven that is not a wise thing to do. Because again, like the white supremacists that I showed you with that comment, they think unity means we just exist in a perpetual state of ignorance and socioeconomic deprivation, and none of us try to get this thing equal on a level playing field. We're not supposed to acknowledge none of the danger around us, none of the anti-black racism practiced by their particular community. Oh, that's how we supposed to be unified, just a bunch of ignorant, silly, grinning Negroes that's always looking to crack jokes and things. Well, now I'm here to tell you, with delineation, it's a brand new Black First Day on that. We are not playing those games, okay? So now that I've given you this visual, we're going to get back into that particular story here because there's more to it. Now, you notice one of the things I often teach my audience over here, I teach you to pay attention to pattern recognition, and I also teach you to pay attention to people's body language when they speak on certain issues. Now, I'm not going to even say this. I just want you to watch how these white women reporters are responding when they get to talking about this, okay? Because they're going to give more details on this particular story. Let's let it continue.
Kevin Stitt is calling for the resignation of several local officials following an audio recording of them allegedly reminiscing about lynching, among other hateful conversations. According to the McCurtain Gazette-News, a reporter left his tape recorder behind after a local meeting when he suspected officials were discussing county business after the public had left. NBC News has not verified the audio, nor have we received comment from those allegedly involved. But in the clips, it appears the officials were talking about plans to beat, kill, and hide the bodies of that same local reporter and his father, making barbecue jokes about a local woman who died in a recent house fire, and complaining that they could no longer lynch black people. A warning that what you're about to hear is both disturbing and offensive.
Realize, like your job, I heard the other day, said, I heard 10 or 12 people go to the sheriff. I said, let's get 20. They don't have a clue what they're getting into.
Oh, yeah,
not
because
this day and age.
But everybody.
I'm gonna tell you something. If it was back in the day, when Alan take a damn blackjack, whoop their ass, and throw them in the cell, I'd run for sheriff.
Yeah. Well, it's not like that no more.
I know. Take them down here on Mud Creek and hang them up with the damn rope.
Yeah.
But you can't do that. Think about it, they got more rights than we got.
Joining me now from Tulsa is anchor at our KJRH affiliate, Aaron Christie. Aaron, thank you very much. So this conversation we started.
Now, family, you heard what was on that tape. It's been played a couple of times now. All right. I want to ask my audience, okay? I'm about to ask y'all a question. I want you to sign off in the chat room and let me know. What do you notice right here about these two white women reporters? What do you notice? Keep in mind what I just said earlier before I played this particular segment here. Does anybody notice something that stands out to you about right here what you're looking at on the screen regarding this particular issue? I want to see if most people catch this. I want to see how many of y'all think the way we think down here in the South in Georgia, okay? I'm going to wait. I'm going to give y'all some time, all right? Because I want you to tell me what you notice right here, all right? Because there's something that stands out. Or does it ever stand out? And if you're not catching it as a black person, man, hey, listen, I'm telling you, you really need to sharpen up your skills about how you read these white supremacists if you don't catch it, okay? All right, so I'm gonna give people a couple of chances to catch it here. Y'all go ahead and sign off. We'll wait. All right, we got plenty of time because believe me, it's gonna stand out. All right. I'm starting to see some people answer. I'll wait till we get a couple more answers, man, because I want to make sure that everybody's on the same page about what we're seeing. Okay. Yeah. All right, all right. I'm seeing some folks now. All right, yeah. Anybody else? I know that ain't the only two people that see this, right? Maybe it is, man. Hey, well, you might be in the right place to get this education because everybody that's not saying anything, maybe you didn't notice it. The sisters in the chat room, Win Ben's Grass and Tanisha Murdoch, got it right. Yes, they smiling while they talking about this. Now, why is this important? Let me tell you something. You better understand that they're communicating that they think this shit is fucking funny. Yes, they do. Because if this was a tragedy or anything offensive about their people, their smiles wouldn't be on their faces, okay? Doubt what I'm saying? Go back and compare and contrast any reports about the Austin Metcalf situation or anything that happened to white people. They don't smile like this. Oh, no. See, a lot of people are like, oh, he's making a big deal of nothing. Oh, bullshit. You better understand that these bitches right here letting you know that they on code with that. Because, see, I guarantee you, had it been the other way around, or any something was done to a white person, there wouldn't be no smiles on their face. Oh, they are happy to report this. See, let me explain something to you about why it's important for these over-the-hill helpers right here to let you know that they're on code, or let their people know they're on code with white supremacy. You better understand that whether it's the white supremacist female teacher in these schools or the white supremacist female media anchor, that's their job to show that they're still relevant. Because, see, when they start to age out like that, they know their people don't have no more use for them. That's when they turn into Karens and Susans, okay? So they got to let, white daddy know, hey, I'm on this news, I'm on the team, and this is subtle communication. You understand? See, when it comes to being on code, I got to give the white supremacists this. They know how to do that. They know how to get on code and aggregate resources. Think about it, man. When Daniel Penny murdered our brother Jordan Neely up there, they turned him into a millionaire overnight. Same thing with Kyle Rittenhouse and any other of their murderers. Look at how they papered up that woman that was running around screaming the N-word at them little black autistic kids up there, huh? So they know how to get on code quick. See, that's something right there that we have to tighten up on over here in black society. They don't bullshit when it's time to get behind their people with a cause. And unfortunately over here, I see some people, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you a simple example there before I let this continue, all right? I see some people, man, on certain folks' platforms that they have to beg them to hit the goddamn like button. You know what I'm saying? If you can't get on code enough to hit a like button, you damn sure ain't ready to fight white supremacy. You understand? Because there was a sister over there, and she do good content too, man. Excellent content. And I'm sitting over here like, wow, boy, these folks are going to sit up here, not even hit the like button for the sister, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the small things do matter. Because, see, them folks, they're on code by osmosis when it's time to back to play a white supremacy, all right? So I'm glad that my audience caught this. These bitches sitting up here grinning and smiling about that because they know what time it is, okay? So I'm going to let this continue to play, and I want you to hear exactly what they're about to discuss and pay attention to their faces the whole time while they're discussing this.
With him talking about multiple people, those are people who were talking about running for sheriff in the county. That's why he's saying, yeah, bring 10, 20 more and they can figure out how hard it is to do the job. That's when he goes on to say the offensive stuff.
Exactly. Yes. And thank you so much for having me on today. The community obviously horrified, they're outraged, especially about those comments about lynching and hiring hitmen. However, there is also a lot of people out there who aren't shocked about this because they've been reading a lot of articles that have been running in the paper, and they're grateful that it was this article that finally got a larger media presence on the situation going on in McCurtain County.
So what is happening in McCurtain County? Why are these officials talking like that?
So the McCurtain Gazette they're an independent local newspaper. They have zero online presence, and this is a very rural area. But they are not like a community-based paper where you think of festivals. This is an investigative unit. So they put together an 8-part piece, and they have had multiple claims of corruption within the sheriff's office, questionable promotions, improper investigations, and it was angering the sheriff's office. And the reporter, Chris Willingham, filed a defamation lawsuit because after those articles appeared, according to this lawsuit, Alicia Manning, one of the people in the recording, retaliated by telling a third party via teleconference that the reporter was exchanging weed for child pornography. So he had.
Oh, family, see, now this is what I want my people to learn about this particular situation, because all of them are white supremacists involved in this, okay? Now, you see, when they get to having their little beefs with each other, and I'm going to thread another needle with this in just a second. When they get to having their little beefs with each other, they start spilling all their dirty laundry on each other. Oh, man. Now, I don't know if it's any truth to what they alleged or not, but you see how they play the game. Now, I'm going to throw something else on your mind here. And just for the record, for those that have not looked in the description box of this channel, or if you're new over here, I am neither Democrat nor Republican. I have always been politically independent, so I don't kiss ass for either party. All right, just letting that be known. I'm bringing this up because when it comes times for a campaign or election season, you ever notice how those campaign ads just make out their opponent to be, oh, this is the worst thing ever. Oh, this politician is the worst one ever. They need to be locked down in prison. Okay, well, if you know that beforehand, why are you not telling the people beforehand? You ever notice that? They wait until campaign time to tell you how bad their opponent is. Well, if you knew all this shit prior and you really for the people, you should be sounding the alarm on that long before it's time for you to get reelected. You see where I'm going, family, okay? So my point is I'm showing you how they sit here with each other's dirt and they wait, you know what I'm saying, until it's an opportune time for them to use it against one another. And I'm saying that they don't have any good faith intentions with what they do at all. So don't get caught up thinking that because one of them does something like he just did, which exposed that recording there, that it's on the up and up. I just want to reiterate that again. So I want you to pay attention to all these names that you see up here. But they're about to talk about, you know, what the aftermath of it was.
Has filed a slander lawsuit against them, and that is when they were in that commissioner's meeting talking about hiring potentially hitmen to kill the publisher in the report.
Well, let me play that audio. We have that.
Yeah, but the thing of it is, you know,
We actually told the truth.
I've known 2 or 3 hitmen that were very quiet guys.
Yeah.
And would cut no mercy.
Yeah.
In Louisiana, because it was all mafia around Louisiana.
Yeah, but here's the reality. If a hair on his wife's head, Chris Willingham's head, or any of those people that really were behind all that, if the hair on their head got touched by anybody, who would be the bad guys? Yeah.
They also talk about.
Now I got a question, right? Because everybody heard that next part of that recording where they talking about getting hit men and they giving out detailed plots about who's gonna get harmed and all this other stuff. I got a question. Where the RICO charges at? Oh, I need to know, family. Talk to me. Where are the RICO charges at? Where are the RICO charges to put on their ass? Because, boy, they can sure muster RICO charges for these rappers. Think about it. That's conspiracy to commit murder. All right? Well, where the RICO charges at? He know all these hitmen and he got these holes pre-dug and you actually talking about what you would do and then you looking at, you know, the aftermath or, hey, if something happened to the man's wife. Come on now. Where the RICO charges at? Can somebody talk to me? Where the RICO charges? Don't that sound like that needs some RICO action? But see, we know why they don't get the RICO charges. They're not the right color, right? Oh, you don't get the RICO charges unless you're a black person by yourself, by the way, okay? Now, you can be a bunch of white folks conspiring to kill people, and they can have you on audio, all right, with proof, but no RICO charges, huh? So I'm just saying, family, you know, does anybody here think that this is RICO worthy? Anybody? I want to know, is it just me? Am I the only person? Huh? You see what I'm saying? The sister Win Ben's grad say they don't trust each other. All right. There is no honor amongst thieves. These people are complete thugs. Yes, they are demonic thugs. Pathologically demonic, lying motherfucking demons. That's exactly what they are. Amongst their own people. You see what I'm saying? So see, when the tether class come over here and they want to tell us how much smarter they are than us and we need to play the game and all of that, they don't understand that, hey, you're not going to get in good graces with these people if this is what they do to their own and plot on their own. But see, I'm going to say this yet again because I repeated this often. When your adversaries are at war with one another and they're making mistakes, do not interfere. Okay, I'm going to say it again. When your adversaries are at war with one another and making mistakes, do not interfere. All right? Don't interfere. You take notes and observe and prepare to take advantage of the situation if the opportunity presents itself. That's where we are at a hole with delineation in this country right now. Okay? So for all the people that's like, oh, white peoples ain't bad. Nah, all of them ain't bad, but it's enough of them, goddammit, It's enough of them, and see, for the ones that are not talking like this or actively harming black people, they damn sure not letting us know who the other white supremacists are. And unless it's a situation like this where they see they can use something against one another, if they have their own personal beefs, I'm gonna reveal this to the blacks. Like, yeah, you should have been doing that. So again, all that white ally stuff, no. A true ally will be exposing these people ahead of time. Because look, all the white supremacists, they live in their neighborhoods. They're not in black folks' neighborhoods like that. Nope. They live with each other. They all know who the white supremacists are. So when you get talking that ally talk, see, let me tell you something. Most people that subscribe to this channel, and definitely me, the host, I don't give a fuck how many songs that you can recite that are hip hop. I don't care how many lines of the movie Friday you know. I don't give a fuck about what you learn to do as far as dance moves in it. I don't care about none of that. Nah, I want to know who the white supremacists are. You ain't talking about that or helping us get reparations, anti-black hate crime bill. Hey, man, I'll holler at you. You can turn around and go right back to where you came from, all right? Because you have degenerate psychopaths like you heard right here on this damn tape talking about killing black people when it wasn't no black people involved in none of their business. This is the demonically insane thing about this family. No black people were involved in this, but yet you talking about what you gonna do us. This is why I often tell my folks, make sure you practice your Second Amendment rights. For years on this channel, I've been telling y'all, make sure that you have some type of self-defense around your home, surveillance, even in your cars, because these psychos are out here. And here's the thing. I'm wondering how many black people did this Sheriff McClarty or whatever the fuck his name is. I wonder how many black people did you brutalize or actually kill? Because if you talking about you got all these hitmen on deck and these holes dug, you really think he hadn't done any harm to black folks? And for any of the white people, oh, you just reaching. Okay. See, over here, we actually remember past history and recent history. Look what happened to our brother Ahmaud Arbery down here in Georgia, man. See, that's a stark reminder that even here in the 21st century, that white supremacy is not a thing of the past. We ain't sitting around here talking about being unified with people when you got these fucking psychopaths running around in every profession in America, okay? Plotting on how to harm and kill black people. Even when we ain't got nothing to do with things. See, I'm just letting y'all know this is how much we stay on their minds. Let's let it continue.
Two big, deep holes. They're pre-dug holes that they have. The governor is calling for their resignation. What's the word from these officials?
We were out there yesterday. We have not been able to speak directly to any of the people in the recording. However, Sheriff Kevin Clarity responded on Facebook last night. He's indicating he believes the recordings have not been authenticated. He's investigating those now, and he says they were illegally obtained. He made no statements regarding the topics discussed or the recording or any indication that he or anyone else plans to resign. So what happens with that is yet to be said.
They've not been authenticated, but also they were illegally obtained. Those statements appear to be in conflict with each other. Aaron Christie. Aaron, thank you very much for joining us.
Boy, these low down, dirty, demonic white supremacists out there talking about it have yet to be authenticated. That's your voice. That was before the AI thing. You can't claim that. All right. But see, this is what they do. They're pathological liars and they're demonically insane. And see, this is why I showed you the short that I played at the beginning of the broadcast. And again, if you are just coming in, you definitely want to check out the beginning of the broadcast, because the last two shorts that I posted over here in my section, I set their punk asses up beautifully. Oh my God, I did. Thank you, white supremacists, for helping me educate my people, because see, boy, the evil of unaccountability, that's what they suffer from. And that's what they have always operated by. When it comes to doing right by black people, they're always going to try to pass the buck. We already heard all the excuses. It's the Jews, man. And I'm like, yeah, and the Jews practice white supremacy too. We're not breaking people up by religious groups over here, not any intelligent black folks now. Unintelligent black people probably play that bullshit, but we don't play that game over here. They all practice the same thing. They all identify as the same thing in this country, okay? Because you got some squabblings or personal, beef with these different little white ethnic groups that ain't got shit to do with us. All of you on the same page of white supremacy together. Which brings me to the next portion of what we're going to analyze here tonight. So this has been going around for quite some time. A lot of people are asking me to give my thoughts on it. And it dovetails right into what I just showed you here tonight. Because what I prefer is when they put their white supremacy out in the open and try to clean it up like they're about to do here. So a lot of y'all have already seen people give their commentary on this. A lot of people ask me what I thought about it. I'll say, okay, I'll include it in tonight's broadcast. I want y'all to check this out because, see, I'm going to thread some needles with this as well. Let's get into it.
My personal view is slavery was a reprehensible institution. I agree with your words that it was our original sin. We also fought a war to eradicate it and to get over it as a country. And that was a necessary thing that happened, and a lot of people died, and we did eradicate it, and that's a good thing. I think what he's asking is, in our museums, what defines us? Are we going to be defined by the worst moment or the worst institution or the worst mistake we ever made? Or
Yes, you're going to be defined by that because a couple of things here, buddy. It wasn't a fucking mistake. Again, for years, I have reiterated this sentiment on this channel, and I want to edify my people with this yet again, and you burn this into your mind if you don't remember anything else I tell you. There is a big difference between a mistake and a bad decision. A mistake is an unforeseen occurrence. That could befall anybody, okay? A bad decision is a series of thoughts that requires a choice, and they made that with malice and intent to harm. All right? So, yes, you're going to be defined by that until you pay these reparations and we get an anti-black hate crime bill. And see, furthermore, family, I want you to notice something to go to show you the power of foundational Black American freedmen. Have you ever thought and asked yourself this, why are we the only people in this country whose history they're trying to erase? You ever thought about that? Because look, there's been many things that have happened to several different groups of people here. They're not trying to erase that. They're not trying to erase the Holocaust history, and that didn't happen on American soil. They're not trying to erase the history of the people that they put in those Japanese internment camps. They're not trying to erase what happened to Native Americans, the $5 Indians today, the white ones, Elizabeth Warren's posing as Indians, okay? They're not trying to erase nobody else's history over here except for ours. Now ask yourself a question, family. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is, that we're the only group of people whose history they're trying, like clockwork, round the clock, vehemently to get all this out to schools and talking about, are we going to be defined by the worst mistake? No, it wasn't no mistake. Yes, we're defining you by that because you uphold systematic white supremacy today and you keep this wealth gap extended with the labor that you earn off the backs of foundational Black American freedmen. You know, it's so funny. The white supremacists, and when we start talking about slavery, their new gaslighting tactic is, well, it's not new. They've been trying it, but they try to stay coming over here in places like this. Slavery was experienced by everybody in the world. We ain't the world. We're the United States of America. We're talking about what happened to our specific lineage of people. Just like you didn't go to Jewish people and tell them what happened to everybody else in the world. You're not going to come over here on this platform with that. If I catch you making no comments, I'm going to boot your ass up out of here. So you better have a whole bunch of extra troll accounts to come back with. Because look, I'm going to tell you, I run my ship different over here. Let me make this statement loud and clear for any new subscribers. This is not a democracy over here. This is a Black empowerment dictatorship, goddammit. And me and the people over here in this chat room, what we say goes. You don't get a say over here. We are not Black people that when white folks say something, oh, we just have to listen to you because, hell, like my grandfather said, if your pink, thin, earth-wearing lips is moving, your motherfuckers are lying about something. You better check, triple check, and quadruple check everything they fucking telling you, okay? So I'm just letting it be known. And in case they think I'm just speaking for myself, before I let this continue, give me the fire sign in my chat if what I just said correlates or actually describes everybody that's over here in my chat room tonight, okay? Sound out with that fire sign. Let these people know, because maybe they think I'm just saying this over here that I go, he's the only one that feels that way. Now, you better let these people know where the fuck they at over here. Salute to my good brother, Cool Keys in the building. I see you, my good brother. Excellent work you doing, by the way, young man. I've seen that. Keep it up, brother. Over there on X, man, hey, man, we need all the pro-Black, Black first, foundational Black American freedmen own code voices we can get. Don't worry about your platform size, man. If you have a truth to tell, information to edify the people, we need all hands on deck. Okay, the code is the lead over here. Don't be waiting to check in with nobody. Don't be looking for nobody's motherfucking cosign. If you have something to contribute to our people's education and empowerment, get busy. Don't wait on nobody else to do it. I like what the brother Cool Keys is doing because he said, you know what? I'm not going to ask nobody else to do this. I see a need that needs to be filled, and I'm going to get to it. And that's exactly what men are supposed to do to set the standard for future generations of young men and young foundational Black American freedmen women. So shout out to all the sisters, like my sister Zizi, okay, over there, doing good work. The Brother Black Alpha, Afro Elite, Black Truth United, Tarian Rain Reloaded, okay, man, it's so many people. I'll be here all night. My brother Sincere Love the Guy, Raheem Shabazz, the Elder, the Honorable Dr. Randy Short, my brother Dewan B. I mean, there's so many different voices out here. Of course, our brother Tariq, okay, Professor Black Truth. I mean, we all know the people that are giving positive information out here, okay? So I'm just saying, we need all hands on deck. No, not one person has a solution to what we need to do. It's going to take all of us operating on code together to solve the issues we have. So I'm going to let this goofball here continue, because this discussion right here, I found it very interesting with what was said, and I found it very interesting with what was not said. We're going to get into that shortly here. Let's let it continue.
Are we going to be defined by what we've done moving forward to get over it and to become the greatest nation on the earth? My belief is that he wants to look at these museums, not because he wants to do away with the idea that slavery occurred, but that he wants to ask a very simple question. Are we going to present ourselves as being exceptional or not? And I think he believes there is an effort by some to continue to try to define us from our worst moment instead of try to focus and define us based on our best moments, which started when we eradicated slavery and began to move forward as the light of the world. And so.
Okay, so now, see, I like this. I'm going to tell you why I like this. And this is the Sister Abby Phillips show over there on CNN, okay? I'm going to tell you why I like this, family. When you give them the opportunity to speak on this particular subject regarding the slavery of foundational Black American freedmen here in America, not in Africa, not anywhere else, and there should not that lie about no Irish slaves, cut that bullshit out. They were indentured servants that were paid for their labor. Our people were not paid anything, okay? By the way, the slave masters of our people received reparations, but we did not. What I like about this conversation, family, if you let them talk, this is what they think in their head. They're talking about our best moments. What best moments have they had here? Think about it, right? What do you mean when you say best moments? And then this myth that, oh, we ended slavery. No, you didn't. Family, go pick up the documentary by my good brother Tariq Nasheed called American Maroon, okay? If you don't know anything else about our history, you better understand that our ancestors didn't just take this bullshit laying down. That's what they teach partially when they did want to teach it. We had many people like John Horst, Denmark Vesey. I mean, it was so many people that was fighting back against these folks, man, letting them know that, hey, all right, bet. This is what it's going to be. It's up. Because, see, they lied to us so many times about us getting our freedom. If you do this, we'll give you freedom. You do that, we'll give you freedom. We done fought in every war this country's ever had, and yet they renege on everything that they promised us, okay? But you had some of our people that wasn't taking that line down. And we are the descendants of those people, hence by the name we go by today are foundational Black American freedmen. Now, they seem to also omit the history of the Devil's Punch Bowl. Well, by the way, there were many Devil's Punch Bowl, but if you know anything about that, briefly for the young Black people, look this history up. The Union Army actually had internment camps of Black people called Devil's Punch Bowls, okay? Where they worked our people to death and buried them literally where they dropped dead, all right? Oh, yes. And this was the Union Army, the so-called good guys, air quotes, okay? So no, don't you ever let them tell that lie about, oh, we ended slavery. See, look, let me just give it to you, the Cliff Notes version. But they like to say, oh, well, the Civil War was fought to free the slaves. No. The North was moving towards a more industrialized type of lifestyle and way, and they found it more efficient to use machinery and hire people to work in the factories. That's what they were going for because it would make more money faster. And when you look at the South was based off a more agrarian economy, okay? Using our people as, you know, chattel slaves to get the work done and make a profit. They didn't want to catch up to the time. So it wasn't because of any benevolent altruistic issue. No. And you heard what Lincoln said many times. He was like, listen, if I could keep the state or the union of this country together and free the slaves, I would. If I could not free them and do it, I would do that. You know what I'm saying? If I could free some and not others, I would do that. We all know the history, huh? So see, the reason why I tell y'all that history is important, and not only myself, many others, history and knowing it, it's not just because you can recite facts about it and get into an intellectual dick swinging contest with anybody. No, the purpose of knowing and understanding history is so that you see how it correlates to present day and you don't repeat the same mistakes. Those that do not learn from their history are doomed to repeat it, okay? So see, I like when they're given a platform and they're allowed to speak freely about things, because in their mind, this is what they think it is. They think they've done us a favor over here. You know, they've always tried to justify it. And again, go and look at my short, The Evil of Unaccountability. They try to justify slavery. Like, case in point, down in Florida, Run to Satan, DeSantis, as some call him. Okay, they tried to whitewash slavery, talking about, oh, well, we learned skills or whatever. And basically saying, well, yeah, we know we brutalized, raped, and enslaved and worked your people to death, but you came out with these skills. You see what I'm saying? That is an evil motherfucker. And look, before I let this play, and I'm talking about even this bastard over here on the right side of the screen, you know, one of the problems with why the white supremacists are this way, not enough people tell them how demonically insane they are. A lot of people, especially the other class and some of our Sambo coons, they kiss their ass to the point that they think that the sun sets in it, okay? They really do. Nobody really just tell them, like, do you hear what you saying? Because, see, again, with the latest short that I posted, entitled, Would They Want Reparations? We know right now, if the situation was real, first of all, it would be completely hypothetical. That's complete fantasy, because black folks wouldn't even want to enslave nobody like they did us here with no chattel slavery, okay? But if that was the case, they wouldn't be saying, well, you know, we don't want to be victims, so let's just get over it. Hell no. Look how much they cried. Look, family, before I let this play, all over the country, wherever you at in this country right here in this chat room, how many of y'all have seen white people, even at fast food restaurants or minor places of service, and something small go wrong and they just show their motherfucking pale ass? Huh? How many of y'all have seen that? I'm talking about over my fries are cold, damn it. You're trying to victimize me, buddy. I mean, they just lose their fucking mind. Whining about shit, man. Remember when the pandemic was going, I can't get my haircuts, just crying all the fucking time. They the biggest fucking wannabe victims on the goddamn planet. So again, when I posted that short, I did it to expose something about them, because they know that anytime they're aggrieved, even in the slightest, they want just compensation. All right? So all I'm letting them know is our people are definitely going to get that. We not finna go back and forth with you debating everything that we already know. It's not up for debate. The reparations are going to be paid. The anti-black hate crime bill will get passed. It's going to come a time, like I've said, and I'm not the only one that said it. Many of y'all going to be begging to pay them reparations. You're already paying for it now. You're already paying for it. Look, watch this, right? Hold on. Because again, I want to make sure my people have all the information. Y'all know what we finna do to educate folks. Oh, yeah, some of the white supremacists probably live the fuck about. Oh, my God, listen to what he's saying. That's right. Get your nose asses off from over here. I want y'all to look at this site again. Y'all know the site, because, see, I like for my people to understand where our taxpayer dollars are going. Now, you look on foreignassistance.gov and tell me if they're not already paying reparations, huh? You're going to pay it one way or another. See, they such anti-black racists, man. They such anti-black racists that they rather spend all that money trying to have influence in foreign nations instead of giving us our reparations out of that, because that part of our reparations money right there. They rather prioritize illegal aliens that don't have no allegiance and loyalty to this country, never fought in no war to protect it. All right. And the minute that something happens where they flee and fly like they do all over the place, fleeing everywhere, they rather put those people ahead of black folks than do the right thing. See, white supremacists, let me talk to you about something before I let this continue. If you did the right thing and went ahead and paid reparations, think about how that would benefit the country. I've shown y'all many times, and I'm not the only one that have shown you how that would benefit the American economy. Don't you ever believe them when they talk about, oh, if you just give black people that, they're just going to waste the money. If they really thought that, they would pay reparations tomorrow. They really would. They know what most of us would do. They're not sure. Would some of us bullshit with the money? Sure, some would, but the greater majority of us wouldn't. How do I know this? Let me talk to you. Young foundational black American freedmen, man and woman. Okay. especially the young people, because the older people, y'all should know this. Those my age and older. They know that most of our people wouldn't squander the money because look what we accomplished when we didn't have anything. Coming out of slavery, building our own towns, not neighborhoods. You understand me? They know what we'll do if we have, you know what I'm saying, those reparations paid. And see, the crazy thing about it, they don't understand that it would go back into the economy instead of outside of this. But see, no, when you ate up with that racism, man, oh no, that white supremacy will not let you see reason on that. Their whole thing is we do not want to see black people on a level playing field as us. They want unity as long as we're at the socioeconomic bottom. But you get to talking about evening things out and actually them making right what they did wrong and having accountability for it, not with no fucking hug fest or no apology or singing and dancing. No, you need to give us exactly what you earned off the backs of our ancestors. Let me tell you something. Any corporation in this country over 100 years old was founded off a foundation of Black American freedom and slave labor. So it ain't gonna be no to stop talking about no reparation. That conversation here, I don't give a damn who's in office. You understand? That's what we going with that. You can try to erase the history out the schools all you want, because see, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna say something that's gonna shock a lot of y'all. Y'all are not gonna believe what I'm about to say here. I'm glad they're taking the history out of schools. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm glad they're doing that. You know why? Because this puts the onus on foundational Black American freedmen parents to teach our own history to our own children. What did Malcolm tell us about allowing our enemy to teach our children? Only a fool would do that. You understand? So see, this is going to put you to the test. Do you have an encyclopedia set in your house? Do you have the works and books by many of our Black scholars that educate us on our own history, huh? See, you're going to have to take responsibility for your children's education. So it's good they're doing this. I don't have a problem with it. Go ahead. Because see, no matter how much they try to hide, the truth is going to have its day. Oh, yes, it is. See, they hate to have a situation where the generations of young people amongst them are learning about their people's atrocities. All this talk about white guilt. No. Ain't nobody asking you to have guilt. You can keep that to yourself. We want those reparations. That's what we want. Cash payment first. Now, you can add whatever you want to that, but you give me cash first and everything else can come after that. Don't tell me about no education. You didn't earn education off the backs of our ancestors. You earned capital off the backs of our ancestors. You built institutions off the backs of our ancestors and then excluded us out of these institutions. You understand? We not looking for no fucking symbolism. Ain't nobody trying to hear none of that. Ain't gonna be no voting for either party unless you have tangible policies that benefit foundational Black American freedmen. That's what we at with. So I'm glad that she had him on the show. He had this opportunity to speak like this. Because see, let me tell you something. I'll censor them over here on certain things. But as far as their own platforms, I don't want the white supremacists censored. No, let them have at it. I am the biggest free speech advocate on their own platforms. Now, they ain't gonna come over here and say whatever they want to say, but you can say whatever you want on your own. I want you to do that. Be loud and proud with it. I don't want you censored or silenced because we need to know how demonically insane you are. And this jackass right here is proving my point exactly. Let's let it continue.
That's what makes museums. That's what makes us an exceptional nation, is because they tell the history and the story of our country, and therefore, you know, these horrible, horrific moments in our history. The original sin, as Abby talked about, when it comes to slavery, has, you know, we of course did eradicate it, but look where we've come today. And I think those museums, like to your point, make America exceptional. And in museums all around the world that document atrocities, whether it be, you know, from Nazi Germany to eradicating slavery here in the United States, you have to learn the lessons of the past. And to deny it is to defend it.
I don't think he's denying it. And Bachi may want to comment on this as well. But I think what he wants to ask is a simple question. As we present our history, are we spending most of our time focused on something terrible? Are we going to spend more time as we enter our 250th anniversary focused on what this country has done to improve the lives of every single person who lives here? We are the light of the world for a reason, because we're an improving commodity.
Oh, did you hear that nonsense coming out them little pink, thin earthworm lips of that little bastard? First of all, that gentleman, okay, the alabaster gentleman there, how you gonna say that you tried to improve the lives of every citizen in this country when you're gentrifying Black people out of our neighborhood? Okay, all across the country, they're trying to get that popping, all right? Now, my city, Atlanta here, they got it going, but we have a better chance to fight back against most people because we do have an intact economy here, a black business that we all try to hold down and support. Is it perfect? No, but we're in better standing than most people. Yes, we have the problem here too, but a lot of folks don't have the economic epicenter that we have here to help push back against that, all right? Regardless of what you hear, we're in better standing than a lot of people, all right? You look at places like D.C., Houston, of course, with the black businesses there. This is why it's important to support brothers and sisters that have black businesses, okay? But see, he'll overlook gentrification, and he talks about, slavery as, oh, it was a bad thing because his people didn't experience that. You understand? See, they love to sit back and talk about things that we've gone through as if it's trivial, but let the slightest grievance occur to them, and they will cry for years on end. Look at what happened with the O.J. Simpson trial. Now, they always say, the justice system isn't perfect. It's the best we got. And he was found innocent, not guilty. Oh, he can't be. They still talk about that man. He dead and gone. Oh, he was a murderer. He killed them. Oh, boy, you see what I'm saying? They stay crying for years, man. The biggest wannabe victims on the planet. But see, we're not done analyzing the anti-black racism yet because, see, I want to make sure that this broadcast sticks here tonight regarding everything that we're discussing because, see, family, they know now this is why they're trying to scramble and erase history from all over the place because they know that once we get on code, not even all of us, because, see, let's be clear about getting on code. Nowhere, anywhere has any group of people on the planet, all of the people gotten on code to do something. All you need is about 10% of people to stand on business. We could use more than that, but hey, you get about 10%, you can get something changed, okay? So see, shout out to everybody, no matter where you from in this chat room, doing your part to make sure that our people get what we have coming to us. Everybody can't do everything, but everybody can do something. I'm a big believer in that. I've seen it over the years. I put hand to plow where I can on many different things, on and offline, all right, over the years. And we've been very successful with that. Because, see, they're afraid because this delineation movement and the reparations conversation, it has been brought to the national stage because we have stayed on code and stayed on message and showed up and made sure where's a city council meeting or whatever and made sure that these people understand that this is the issue right here with us. We not moving past it. Ain't going to be no distractions. You're not going to tell us we need a study. No, we know what need to be done. The study time is over. You can go study whatever you want on your own time. You come talk to my people, especially talk about receiving a vote, no matter which part it is, you better be talking about the reparations or, hey, no dice. That's just it. That's just where we're going with it. Now, outside of that, we can talk other tangible policies, but the reparations conversation is on the table. You are going to make this right, okay? You're going to make it right. You can be as hard-headed as you want. But see, I'm going to tell you something. Look what's happening to you now, white supremacy. Oh, look what's happening to you. You're not in good standing. You got this opioid crisis steady whipping your ass, them dwindling numbers whipping that ass. Oh, man. Hey, listen, your suicide rates are going up. You're raising your little psycho mass shooters and mass killers. They taking out your own people. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you got a lot of problems that are being inflicted upon you right now. That's just the tip of the iceberg because I'm going to tell you something else. Something else is going to shock y'all. I'm glad the orange tornadoes in there tearing up their system left and right. Because, see, the dummies amongst them that didn't do well in math, they're going to figure out when that big, beautiful bill come online, next year, the crying you going to hear. Oh, the crying you hear. Because they dumb enough to actually think that it's a bunch of black people on all these government programs. Man, if it was the majority of black people on these programs, man, they would have been shut that shit the fuck down. Oh, but you gonna find out about what real math next year. Oh, I can't wait. Family, when that happens, I'm gonna come back here. Ooh, I'm gonna be collecting all the alabaster tears. Oh, we gonna have fun with that. I promise you, because see, they think that, this is gonna hurt the blacks. No, Giblet. No. I'm sorry, math don't work that way. The greater majority of your people are on all these programs. They're already starting to cry about it. So see, in a way, the orange man is doing the Lord's work. You understand? Oh, I'm proud of you, orange man. You and your terrible toupee, I want you to go Go, Orange Man. Go. Keep it up. Keep it up. Hey. So anyway, I'm going to show y'all something else here, okay? Because I've shown y'all this before, but I want y'all to understand how dangerous it is when these white supremacists are not around and they got black people on the brain. I want y'all to pay attention to this because this is going to be shown to you here from my state. Let it continue.
Now at 11, racial slurs made by a Cincinnati police officer in uniform recently released body cam.
Oh, I jumped the gun. Wait a minute. I jumped the gun. I forgot we got another story to cover. My fault, family. My fault. We're going to get to Georgia in a second. This comes from Cincinnati, okay? And this is not my state, but I want y'all to see how the white supremacist adjacent class, okay, white Hispanic in this case, is also practicing the same thing that I just showed you with the previous story, talking about black people and where's this, and ain't no black folks around. It's just her by herself. I want you to hear what she did, because see, this was a race soldier right here, okay? Yeah, she had the badge. This is a practicing race soldier right here at the time this story occurred. I want y'all to check this out.
Footage here shows Rose Valentino using a racial slur and also admitting to it.
WCPO 9 News reporter Jake Ryle walks us through this footage.
The city manager in a statement said that the body camera footage is disturbing. Officer Rose Valentino called it an isolated incident, her using a racial slur while on duty.
It's April 5th. Officer Rose Valentino is pulling into CPD District 3. Several cars are parked to pick up students at Western Hills University High School. Officer Valentino activated her lights and siren to get the drivers to move.
You gotta move. Ridiculous. Is she gonna just sit there?
A black teen who was leaving school raised his middle finger at Officer Valentino, which set Valentino off.
Oh, I hate him so much. God, I hate this world. I hate it.
Several seconds pass. Valentino then uses a racial slur under her breath.
Hate him.
We dug into Officer Valentino's personnel.
Now, let me pause this right here, okay? Because, see, when they start letting that N-word fly around and they got them badges on, the first question you have to ask is, I wonder how many black people you've harmed or killed, okay? But, see, they're going to show you something about these race soldiers, man. Most of them are psychologically unstable. The research is out there. They on all types of psychotropic drugs and everything. They really are not qualified to be doing any type of law enforcement work. They're not qualified to be security guards at a goddamn hamburger stand, okay? But see, the psychosis of this raging degenerate right here, how you get that upset because somebody flipped you a bird? I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but that don't fucking bother me. You can do all the hand signs you want from over your vehicle, just don't touch mine. You don't touch mine or my person. I don't give a fuck what you do from your vehicle. There's some people get so pissed off about that. They flipped me off. I don't give a fuck. What? Why? I mean, I'm not built like that. I mean, does that really bother anybody in my audience? Somebody in their vehicle on the highway and they decide to flip the bird or whatever the fuck they gonna do, but they don't touch your car or you. Huh? I don't care about that. It's just going off like that, man. See, look, and see, here's another thing too about these demonic race soldiers, both the men and the women. You got to take into account, besides all the psychotropic drugs that many of these damn lunatics are on, these anti-black psychopaths, that's one of the professions right there that's very hard on marriages, man. Oh, it's a lot of domestic violence in their marriages. Oh, man, look up what I'm telling you. You understand? These people are not fit to be police officers or anybody. You know what I'm saying? But for her to just be going off because, okay, they kids, they flipped you off. Hell, is that the end of the world, bitch? But then again, when you look at the strong-faced motherfucker, I can kind of see why she can, you know, she don't look like she got much going for her. Because I've said this before, being a race soldier, don't you let them fool you with that back to blue talk. That's not a job that white folks really respect. They don't respect them like that. And I've said it before, and they know I'm telling the truth. The race soldier job is looked down upon. They look at them as, and not to disparage anybody, but they look at them as if they're garbage people, okay? They're only there, you know what I'm saying, to be sick on black people. That's what they're for. We all know how they originated. They were the slave catchers, and they morphed into so-called police, as we call them race soldiers, all right? But see, you know, when you got this little shitty job, all right, with that little meager pay that they get, and then your face look like this, because chances are, if she is married, the dude probably cheating on her, whatever. I mean, they got all kinds of issues that going on. And see, when they get their little psychotic asses out there on the road, they want to take all that out on black people. You understand? These bastards are very dangerous, man. They are very dangerous. See, look, let me tell you something. Right now in D.C., before we let this Cincinnati story continue, right now in D.C., the main reason they're out there, they're trying to provoke them young brothers and sisters out there into responding erratically. And so far, I have not seen that because they're disappointed by finding that, hey, black people aren't the criminals that you thought you were. You just running around harassing people. Now, of course, they're using that as a cover to get the illegal aliens, but leave my people the fuck out of it. See, they've had so many opportunities to do the right thing in this country as a people. But see, when you raised off the anti-black racism and white supremacy, you taught all these fucking myths about black people. And then when you find out that it's not true, well, hey, you start doing what they're doing in D.C., and that's not a good look. It's not. Hey, I heard the Orange Man talk about he going to Chicago next. I'm like, yeah, okay. Go on up there if you want to. What you going to find out is, and see, when they start talking about crime in Chicago, by the way, that's nowhere near the most violent city in America, and crime is trending down all across this nation. But never mind the facts and the numbers. You know, they don't care nothing about little things like that. I'm going to tell you something. This is why we get on the coons. When they start talking about crime in any area, they think that black people are committing all the crime. Like only black people committing crime in Chicago or anywhere. No, going up there, Trump, what you're going to find out is not all the black people doing this like you think. So, you know, I hope he do that. Because, see, we all know the main reason that he's doing this is to distract from putting them Epstein files out, which, by the way, that his name is in. Okay? And again, if you're on my Patreon, you know a lot more about a lot of things regarding that. Okay? If you know, you know. If you over there. Okay? I ain't going to say no more about that. You got to be over there to find out. My members over there, you know what I'm talking about, right? But anyway, I'm going to let this story here continue. So I want you to hear what this raging rabbit race soldier right here was doing next and what they're going to say about it. Let's get back to it.
File. She's a 14-year veteran with CPD. Her performance report shows she consistently meets or exceeds standards for patrolling. She trains officers who recently graduated from the academy. Her supervisors say she's dedicated and a hardworking beat officer, adding she comes to work with a positive, motivated attitude, which is appreciated, and that she does great work. She's been reprimanded in the past for not turning on her body camera multiple times, and this is not the first time.
Oh, I wonder why she turned that body camera off. Could it be when you were trying to, abuse or harm black people? We have to ask these questions.
Officer Valentino has been on the city's radar for an issue involving race. In November 2018, she was one of 3 police officers involved in a lawsuit where Jerry Isham, a realtor, was showing a home to Anthony Edwards. Both are black. Court docs show she escalated the situation by aiming her gun at the 2 men and then putting them in handcuffs.
You see what I mean about these fucking psychopaths, man? The only way that you should draw your firearm is if there's a threat of imminent danger, okay? Let me address something else too about the race soldiers, because y'all have heard them state this myth before, and I might need to expose this on the channel because in case you all don't know this, the myth about them claiming, their job is so dangerous. They don't even have a job that's in the top 5, top 10 most dangerous jobs. You're not doing what a lumberjack doing, or a crab boat fisherman is doing, or power line operators doing. People, man, there's plenty of jobs that's more dangerous than this. Think about what they're saying. Okay. You've got a squadron to back you up. You got radios, you got body armor, you got firearms, you got mace, you got tasers, you got assault rifles, armored personnel vehicles, thanks to Barack Obama and the 1033 program. Okay, look that up. You got all these things and your job is so dangerous and you fearing for your life with all of this. The minute that they encounter a black person, boy, oh my God, I got to draw my gun. See, let me tell you something. Being a retired veteran, man, all right, and y'all already know my story. Over 20 years in the United States Navy. Y'all know the unit I was a part of. Family, if they had to operate by military rules, they wouldn't be able to do the things that they do. Let me tell you something. Where my combat veterans in here, y'all know we couldn't just go drawing down and mowing down people. Oh, no, you do that if you want to in the United States military. They need to be forced to operate by the same rules that people in the military abroad operate by on deployment. You don't just go gunning down things willy-nilly like that. Hell no. There's rules against that. And that should extend. They need to fix that. Because, see, there will be a lot less of this bullshit going on if they had to operate by the standards of the United States military, all right? When we're deployed, as far as, like, when you can fire upon something, etc., all right? But, see, with them, the minute that they come around black people, they just assume, oh, dangerous, raving, mad Negro. Now, I'm going to tell you something. And, again, if you want to see this, you can find it over on my Patreon. Or you can look it up for yourself. I want you to Google Deputy Kyle Dinkheller, okay? Deputy Kyle Dinkheller. This incident happened in 1998, okay? If you watch that footage and see what happened to him, okay, this is a young white police officer, and it was a crazy white veteran that he was dealing with, and instead of him treating him like he would a black person, he sat there and allowed that guy to go back to his truck. And hey, if you saw the video, you know what happened to that officer next. Kyle Dinkheller did not survive that. But see, when you are always taught that black people are your biggest threat, if he would have treated him like he treated black folks, he would still be alive today. But that didn't happen. Like I said, y'all go look that up. It's quite graphic. I can't really show it here on YouTube, but y'all can find it. Just look it up. Like I said, if you're on my Patreon, all you got to do is type in the search bar. You'll see that, okay? But see, with this psychopath right here, you point guns at people. That, first of all, nobody threatened you. You didn't see no weapons. What you pointing your gun for? Keep in mind what I said before about them being on all these psychotropic drugs and all their little personal issues they got going on. Like I said, man, you know, a lot of stuff that's happening to them, and they wonder why people don't feel sorry for them when they run around talking about, brother, we need to come together. Nah, fuck you and everything you stand for when you got these jokers over here treating my people like this. Let it continue.
City settled the case for $151,000. And in March 2020, while off duty, she pushed and punched 2 family members and used an umbrella to damage a car. She was convicted by plea of disorderly conduct and was referred to a behavioral health center for anger management. Fast forward to the April 5th incident. According to the internal report, Officer Valentino acknowledged her statements weren't appropriate and that she was surprised the racial slur came out, and that it didn't represent who she was as an officer or how she felt about African Americans.
And they love to pull that line, don't they, family? Oh, it slipped out. Oh, it doesn't represent me as a person or how I feel about African Americans. I'm like, really? Oh, boy. White supremacists, let me talk to you, okay? Let me talk to you. Let me give you some encouragement, all right? We need you to take a page out your LGBTQ brethren book. Now, what do I mean by that? They've come out. You don't see gay people hiding what they are anymore. You need to be the same way with your racism. Why are you trying to hide it? Look, stand on business. Hey, you said it, and that's what you meant. Talking about it don't reflect you. Yes, the fuck it do. Yes, it do. How it don't? You know what I'm saying? You know they always try, well, y'all said in songs. No. We not falling for that. We know what you are, and you know what you are. Come on out your little alabaster white supremacist closet. Because first of all, when you say that to black people, it don't hit like you think it do. Okay? And then you're not going to say it in nobody's face like that unless you in her position with a badge on. And you better be careful about what you do when you say it then. And see, listen, man, gone are the days where black people going to sit here and tolerate your abuse towards us. That's just not going to happen. It ain't going to happen. Nope. You can do it, but you're going to see it's going to be immediate consequences whenever you try it. And look, consequences don't always have to be physical. Let me talk to my DC brothers and sisters for a minute. Oh, yes, let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. DC brothers and sisters, don't crash out. Oh, no, continue to remain calm and use your footage. Now is the time for the black attorneys to be rubbing their hands together, getting ready to file lawsuits on your motherfucking asses if they search your cars and violate your Fourth Amendment rights without a search warrant. Hey, man, do not argue. Just make sure you document it and sue the ever-loving shit out their asses. You hear me? That's what you do. Yes, see, I want my people to start learning to use surveillance in a strategic manner, all right? Whatever I told y'all for years about having surveillance and how to use it over here, okay? Use it in a strategic manner. Don't just be yelling at them and clowning them. Make sure you get names, badge numbers, license plate. Look, learn how to use that to your advantage. Because, hey, man, if they want to go out there and violate your rights, make it the most expensive mistake they'll ever do. That's all. Cool. You can practice your racism. You just going to have to cough up a bag for it. Hey, you know what I'm saying? So to my DC people, man, make sure you use your surveillance methods in a strategic manner so it can aid you in getting the bag. Don't argue with them. Back to business, record with a smile. And then, what you catch them violating shit, mosey that right on over to your attorney and get that litigation popping. I want my people to get your reparations. Hey, look, they're going to pay these reparations one way or another. Okay? That's where I'm at with it. Let's let it continue.
She claimed to have been desensitized to racially offensive language by music and hearing people talk on the street. In that report, she said her job is having a negative impact on her mental health, something she's since sought help for.
And did you hear that part? Talking about her job is having a negative impact on her mental health. I posit to you this. Her mental health was never fit to be in that position in the first place. Like most of them. Dude, man, if they really ran a proper psych eval on most of these damn race soldiers in these police departments, they would have to empty out half of them across this country, man, and start over, which is what they really need to do anyway. Huh? Mental health. Listen, man, you got mental health issues, man. You don't need to be out there at all. But we know what your mental health is. You're a white supremacist. That's what you are. Let it continue.
According to the city manager, the disciplinary hearing process continues. We'll have more updates when they become available. Jake Ryle, WCPO 9 News.
Yeah, so, again, this is what they do when, there's no black ears in these white rooms here. And you saw that white Hispanic woman right there. You saw how she was going off using the N-word. All because a child fleet. Think about it. You get that bent out of shape because a child do something like that? Damn, well, it's just pure ignorance, man. But anyway, I want to play this last one here for y'all because, again, I played this for you before, and I want you to understand that, hey, in the 21st century, we still have this type of anti-black racism. It's going to be from another race soldier. This happened in Georgia. I want y'all to check this out.
The video shows a Cobb County, Georgia police officer talking to a woman in a car he pulled over on a traffic stop. She's unwilling to move her hands, afraid, she says, of getting shot, and he tells her, don't worry.
But you're not black. Remember, we only kill black people. Yeah, we only kill black people, right? All the videos you've seen, have you seen any white people get killed?
Though it happened a year ago, the video is just now coming to light. The officer, Lieutenant Greg Abbott, has been on the force nearly 30 years. His lawyer says he was, quote, trying to gain compliance by using the passenger's own statements. But the county's new police chief said today that what happened was unacceptable.
I don't know what's in his heart, but I certainly know what came out of his mouth. The recommendation is to terminate his employment from the Cobb County Police Department.
The date stamp on the video, July 10th, 2016.
Stay with me.
Just 4 days after cell phone video went viral showing the moments after a white policeman killed a black driver, Philando Castile, in Minnesota. As shocking as the Georgia video is,
remember, we only kill black people.
Leaders of the black community in the county say the chief's decisive action is reassuring.
We have hope here in Cobb.
Now, see, Negroes like this, all right? Because I've said it every time I play it, and I'm going to continue to say it every time I play this for y'all. It's been a while. This Negro right here, Ben Williams, okay, Southern Christian Leadership Conference and all of this. We don't need black folks coming out sounding like this when these things happen. Talking about his action is reassurance. No. We know that the race soldiers don't really get fired. They get transferred. Now, I've said this many times over the years. Why is that? And what can we do about it? Let me tell you something. For those of you that are not up to speed on this, I want you to do your homework on what I'm about to say, because I've said this before over the years. I'm going to say it yet again regarding this particular situation. Reason why the race soldiers get fired and not transferred is because, hey, if you fire them, they can just go get another job at another police department. You know why? Because unless you make them lose that post certification, the peace officer standards and training certification that they have to have, that's what all law enforcement has to have. Once they lose that, then they're no longer eligible to be hired to practice law enforcement anywhere. This is one of the policies that we need to add. Anybody come asking for our vote along with reparations, be like, hey, anytime any of these racers get caught violating black people's rights or doing anything untoward, or you unjustly kill one of us, oh no, that post certification has to go. That needs to be enforced, okay? A lot of y'all probably didn't even know about that, right? I want you to look up what I'm saying. Peace Officer Standards and Training Certification. Most states in this country, that's what you have to practice law enforcement. You revoke that, hey, you can't just go and get another police officer job in another county or another city, okay? So see, we need people talking like that, not like this Negro here. Let's let it continue.
That we have a chief and leadership that is serious about bringing this department to be one of the better ones in the nation.
The police chief says the community and his own officers expected an appropriate response. Pete Williams, NBC News, Washington.
Yeah, so there you have it, family. So I wanted to show y'all that because, see, you have some folks, oh, that was a long time ago. No, that's what them bubbas down here, like we call them, all right? Georgia State Patrol, some of those racist people. Hey, they run around here talking like that. He ain't the only one. He's just the one that got caught, okay? Look, I'm going to tell you something. I saw a guy talking about he be coming through here speeding or whatever. Oh, the police officer nice. It was a coon too, okay? I ain't going to even mention his name because I'm going to get on him when I cover that Amanda Seals situation that y'all been wanting me to cover. But that joker talking about he was speeding through Georgia. And I said, all right, now, you fuck around in the Georgia State Patrol, pull your dumb ass over and you get that super speeder ticket. Yeah, you're going to see how nice they not then, okay? But see, you can't tell a coon that they got to learn the hard way. Anyway, I digress, ladies and gentlemen. I think I made my point tonight with this broadcast. Like I said, I know it caught y'all off guard with the Saturday broadcast. Sometimes, hey, I pop up on Saturday with a broadcast. Y'all catch this on the playback. But I want you to remember this. Always be aware of what these white rooms are talking about when black ears are not in them because, hey, these are just a few instances that I showed you over here tonight as a reminder that, hey, we got to make sure our black children understand what the system of racism and white supremacy is. And we can't let our guards down around just because these folks are smiling in your face and they're not calling you the N-word to your face, etc. Doesn't mean that they're not in some of these white rooms where black ears not at. They talking like this, okay? So family, I want y'all to enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care of yourselves. Stay on code. Black first, salute, and I will see you all in future content.